Should you build your new gaming PC right now with the release of Ryzen 2? That's the question I want to answer today. Will it be worth it? Will it be a good idea? Will the logic behind it be, beneficial to you that you end up with a good PC that will last you for a while? And that's what we're going to talk about today. So, my first thing I want to point out is getting, deciding to build a PC, whenever you decide to build it, will be fine for many years. It's just some people prefer to get, as I said, of course, the latest and greatest, so that way, first thing that comes out, that way, of course, you can get something much nicer, or you keep it down the road. Now, in reality, if you're really in that mindset, you probably are going to end up upgrading down the road. Not to mention the Ryzen 1, those will still have a lot of cores for your money, and there's nothing really Intel or anybody else can do to beat that. So in that being said, Ryzen 2 is definitely a gaming chip. I mean, it's got high clock speeds, things up that alley, and it is really good for those things. So if you're sitting here and you're going, should I build a computer with Ryzen 2? The answer is probably yes. You've got something that's pretty good for content creators and, content creators and, of course, gamers alike. Now, I would say, though, you might want to hold off on building a computer for a couple reasons. Number one, as we heard, we had AMD with the Vega last year, which they're not probably going to release another card this year, but NVIDIA, on the other hand, will. Hopefully. Now, that's being said because there's a lot of rumors around there, but usually we get swamped with rumors right before we actually get some concrete evidence. So that being said, we've got a lot of these. If these new cards come out, it will be a very good idea to go about and make sure that you at least consider it, because these cards, will be expensive, and that's just not going to be a good idea for any gamer out there. They don't want to pay expensive. So if in the mindset of saving the most money, getting the most bang for your buck, you are most likely, if you're going to build a computer now, you build a computer now. If you build it, 3 weeks or 3 years down the line, I mean more like a year down the line, you're still going to have the high-end cards, but the reality is you might not be able to afford them, just simply because that's just going to be impossible to find a good cheap card. So you might be going up with the same Pascal architecture that's currently in the NVIDIA cards, just using that as an example. So you really think about it, is now a good time to build a computer with Ryzen 2? Yes, if you are really not concerned about getting the new greatest and latest. I mean, you may be talking about getting a used 1080 Ti along with your gaming chip, and you're playing for 1440p, you'll be fine. So that being said, I mean, right now is a good chip for gaming, because it's got a lot of cores at some nice high clock speeds. So that will be something to look forward to, and that will make a difference in gaming. But just keep in mind that as long as you're not planning to go out and do something crazy and get some high-end super graphics card when it comes out next year, maybe, hopefully, then that's what we should. That would be the only reason. Even that, you could probably get something like a temporary graphics card, get something like a used old graphics card, and you could still use that until the new ones roll out, and then grab one of those when when you get one. Which, good luck finding one, because either way, miners will be all over them. No offense to you guys, but just in general, you guys like to grab every little last graphics card out there. And the other thing is, RAM. That's the other thing people are talking about. And I mean, RAM has kind of stabilized. It went up for a bit, and then mine actually, the RAM I was looking at, got down like dropped $50. So I mean, I grabbed some of that, and that's why I got another 16 gigs in there. But for most people, the RAM will fluctuate. You just got to watch it. And I mean, yes, it may go up and down depending throughout the year, but the good time to buy RAM probably won't make a difference. And might make a difference of whenever you buy it, might make a difference of like $20. So if you're really out there and you're looking for building a gaming computer, you could either build one now, and if you are really just trying to save money, you could get like something like a Ryzen processor, because the prices from here on out are just going to be cheaper for the first generation, just because it's out of date. So it's just going to be constantly getting cheaper. That might be an incentive to wait or something like that if you're trying to go for a 8-core 16-thread kind of CPU, or if you're planning on getting the new high-end Ryzen chips, Ryzen 2 chips, then that might be another reason to hold out if you really want that extra high clock speeds. If you're playing something like, I don't know, the example I think of is Minecraft, because Minecraft is solely clock speeds, and maybe some RAM speeds. But that point being, if you really want to have some, Minecraft would be the only one that I could think of, just because of those reasons. That would be why you could save and wait to get one of those chips. Otherwise, Intel, no offense to everybody, but Intel, the clock speeds are just much more better. on there higher on that compared to AMD. AMD's working on it, which I'm really impressed with, especially on all those cores. Very impressed. But I'm just saying, if you're going for gaming, that might be an alternative if you're just trying to get something like a 7700K or something along those lines, just because it's cheaper. But the best advice I can give you is figure out what you want. If you're trying to go for budget, buy now. And if you're really trying to save a lot of money on the budget, wait a little bit, because either you'll wait now, or even if you buy the computer now, you probably have a year until the graphics card goes out of date, or not the latest architecture. And then, CPU wise, if you buy one now, you're still going to have something that's really recent. CPU will be fine, just because it's, of course, Ryzen, and the socket will be supported. You can always upgrade. And the other thing to keep in mind is these new motherboards will even back support. So you could always get an old CPU and just upgrade later in the future and still have that option. But hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And of course, I wish you best of luck. If you need help, I have a Discord in the description with a bunch of people that know what the heck they're talking about. So if you need help picking out PC parts, things like that, check out the Discord in the description. And of course, thank you for watching. And of course, check out my channel for other cool tech-related things. And we might even be getting some, hopefully, we might be doing some budget computer builds in the near future. A lot of them, workstations, etc. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.